Hi everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome to this video. It is collage time again, and today I wanted to finish a series that I started using vintage postcards. So the two I have here have sort of a dancing planets with a botanical theme, and I wanted to create two more to sort of flesh out the series to be a total of four. I was thinking maybe I could do one more vertical and one more horizontal, sort of keep that balance going. So let's just jump into it right this very second, and let me show you the postcards I have to work with. So I have these two, which actually fit the theme of one more vertical, one more horizontal kind of perfectly. But I also have these booklets of postcards that we can flip through to see if there's any other scenes in here that we like more. So let's just flip through them all. I'm going to pull out my favorite and then we will reconvene and see which ones we think work well as a group. All right, I have narrowed it down to 6 that I like. And again, I think we're gonna pull 2 from here. So one from this group, one from this group to add to this series. And wow, okay. So I loved this one when I pulled it out, but this one is also already doing the sunset thing over a lake. Visually, they're very, very similar. Oh, actually they're both in Oregon, which is kind of funny. But sunset over different lakes. So maybe those are too similar to be part of the series. So let's just tuck that one off to the side. I really love this one. I feel like it has a little bit more distance to it than the other two. So I think this one actually might work really well, but I also like this one. So let's look at these vertical ones. So I absolutely love this one. I think we could tuck something back here, really cool. There's a nice place for a focal point here. Like, I think that this one has a lot of potential. I do love the waterfall, but I think that maybe it's too different than what we'll end up having. And so maybe there's like too much water going on. So I think that we're not gonna use that one either. This one I really like, but it doesn't feel like, if we look at all these together, it just doesn't feel like it's part of the group, and maybe there's just not enough interesting, beautiful things happening down here. Like, I would love to use this mountain for something else, like a really layered thing. I think that would look really cool, but I just don't think it's perfect for this. It just doesn't fit, I think, as well as some of the others. So now we've sort of narrowed it down to 3. So this one for sure, and that's the other vertical one. So now we sort of need to look at these two. I think, okay, well, let's take this one away and look what that group looks like. This is a cool pairing because this sort of has 2 mountains with a valley in between. This one has 2 mountains with a valley in between. This one has a lake and a mountain, and this one has a lake and a mountain. So it's actually a pretty nice group in that way. Let's flip. So this is also a lake and a mountain. But what I think will be harder with this one is all of this foliage that is in the front. I think that will be hard to sort of tuck something in. Like, I know I want to plant it somewhere to keep with the theme, and I think that this will be harder to work with overall adding stuff than this one will be. I think that there's a lot more room for things to sort of, there's less going on the edges. This one has foliage on both sides, this one just has it on one, so I think this will be easier to work with. So this was probably the fastest decision I've ever made in one of these. So I think these will be our 4 going forward, and I'm really excited. So let me move these off to the side. So, okay, so to keep with the theme, we need to look for dancing people, planets, and then some sort of flower or cactus or plant or tree or something that can go in the corners or something. So let's get looking for those things. Wow, I'm excited. All right, let's get looking. Okay, we have collected a bunch of things, so let's just look at them all. So I have some dancing people here. I cut them out because I thought we'd want to see exactly what they looked like on the postcard kind of immediately. I also found these people in a boat, which might be nice. They're not dancing, but they are people and they're black and white, so it might work. I also got a wide variety of planets. Here we are. An Earth, which might be a little bit meta. Oh, actually, there's a few Earths. Lots in the yellow tones, which I think will be nice because my other two planets are blue, so it might be nice. Oh, here's one more Earth. It's only half an Earth though, so might not work. Oh, here's one more dancing lady. She got lost in my pile. So wow, there's lots of options there. In terms of flowers, I had a lot of leftover flowers from my big floral dress collage that I did. If you haven't seen that, check it out. But I also got this cactus and a few of these leaves, which may be too big, but I just thought they were really beautiful in the shapes, and maybe we could layer them together, and I thought those might be cool. I also found this cactus and some mushrooms, which also might be nice. A few other just flowers that I could cut out if we needed them. So wow, there is a lot of stuff here, and I'm feeling like I don't even know where to start. I guess let's move these and look at the people first, because they'll probably be the focal point. So let's just start throwing. So what if we had this couple? Oh, let's bring in the other two, actually too, just so we have them as reference over here in the corner. So we have a couple here and a single person here, so maybe it might be nice if we also have a couple and a single, just again to keep the balance. So these people kind of fit nice here. They're like a good size. I thought they were going to be too big, but they might actually work here. See, yeah, they're way too big for that. So let's keep them here, but let's see. I really love these ladies. Like, she is really cool, but is she too big for this? So she matches her pretty well. And there's also this woman who's less enthusiastic, but more graceful, which is kind of nice. But I like her movement probably a little bit more, and she's just a touch smaller, which I also think is kind of nice. So I'm gonna move her off to the side, but I do really like her. Okay, so this woman is just sort of dancing. See, she's a little bit too small for this scene. She seems like she could actually be there because she's like the right size, but I like how these people feel like they might be a little bit too big, which I kind of like. She would look nice in there. I think I'll probably end up doing a similar thing to this, where I have the planet sort of sticking into the scene, and maybe they'll be dancing on it. Maybe not on the rings, because that seems too similar, but maybe on the planet itself, or maybe on a flower or something. I don't know. These two women are not dancing per se, so I think that maybe they don't work. I just took them out in case I needed more options, but I don't think we need more options. So let's move them off to the side. Let's see what these boat people look like. So that's kind of, it's kind of interesting. They're maybe a tiny bit too big for this particular picture. Like if they were a tiny bit smaller, this might work. And also they're not dancing. So I think that maybe we should not use them. All right, I think I'm pretty sold with this couple and this woman, although her as a backup, because I might decide that she's too big, she's doing too wild of a move or something. But I'm really happy with that. So let's move these people way off to the side. And okay, what's next? I guess let's look at the planets. So I think, wow, this one is huge. I did not realize how big that planet is. Okay. I think we have to see what the colors kind of look like comparatively. Oh man, there's too many planets. This is a lot. Oh boy. I think what we need to do is cut out where we want the planet to go and then start shoving them in. Okay, after much playing around, I think that I've decided on these two planets. I think that this is the moon, actually, and I don't know what that one is. But I like how they're both reddish orange tones, which these two are both blue tones and sort of offsets that. I think that this one just being so large, I think is really, really cool, and just is peeking behind that a little bit, I really love. And then this one I just think is a really cool, like ominous sort of planet that's coming up, which I kind of love. I'm still not sure where she's gonna go. I was thinking maybe if we sort of had these leaves coming out from the side, she could maybe be like dancing on them, but she'd have to be, I think, more on this side. I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna go, but I also just finished cutting out some mushrooms, which I thought would be maybe fun to use. And then I also got this cactus, which might be cool, but also I cut out a bunch of red and pink flowers, which might help bring out the orangeness from our planets, which I think will help. Also, there's this cactus. This is almost the same exact cactus as that, so I don't think I want to use it, but it is kind of cool. This cactus I think would be kind of nice, like down here, to offset this planet a little bit, and maybe if we did some stuff behind it. I don't know, I need to play around a little bit, I think, with what these look like. So I think I should have cut out these more precisely so we could have gotten a better look at those. But let me play around a little bit and then we will see what we like. I'm kind of struggling with this composition. I'm not really loving anything that I've tried, so I found two more things to try to play with. The first is this leaf branch combo, and I thought maybe if the leaf was like holding her up, maybe I don't want this branch in here too, but I thought maybe if the leaf was holding her up, that could be interesting. This is not fitting like I thought it might, and I feel like then the focal point is right here and not anywhere else. I don't think that that's working. I'm hoping that this, so I found a pine cone, which I thought maybe would be fun if it was sticking out and she was balancing on that, like that. Okay, this is interesting. And then I could still use the leaves I had, maybe. Okay, I'm actually liking how this is coming together. I picked the woman who is dancing similarly to this woman, but she's a little bit bigger, and I actually think that helps draw the sides together. And I think if we have her, so her head is in the, okay, yeah, if her head is behind the planet, but her arm isn't fully covering the mountain, I think works. And then she's standing on the pine cone. I still have to finesse, I think, what's happening back here, but I'm a lot happier with what this looks like. Now let's look at what's happening over here, because there's too much happening right now and it's disconnected because I have cactuses, random flowers, and the whole mushroom thing happening, but I do kind of like that they're dancing on a mushroom, so I think I'm gonna move these for a second. And maybe if we have all 3 mushrooms, okay, I actually really like how this looks with the 3 mushrooms, sort of like they're stepping, and then also them dancing off to the side at a little bit of an angle, I think is really nice. All right, these, okay, I was a little bit lost in the middle, but I think that we ultimately got to a really cool place, and I'm pretty happy with how these are looking. Let me clean up a little bit and we'll bring everything side by side and see if we really like what we did. All right, guys, here's the full set of the postcard collages that we made. Well, the 2 new ones and the 2 old ones. And I'm pleasantly surprised with how this ended up. Again, in the middle, I was a little bit worried and I didn't think things were coming together super well, but we got there in the end. And I think as a set, they all work really well. I love that they all have 3 elements and they're all basically the same. But they're different in their own little quirky ways, which I think are really cute. You know what? When I'm looking at all of these, I think that this last one ended up being my favorite. I think that the mushrooms ended up being really, really cute. And I kind of love that interaction. And the color palette of this one is actually really nice too. I think some of these 2 are brighter. They have a lot more other colors happening, but this one is very earth tone. It's very like mellow, and I really kind of love that about it. Wow, I think as a set, these work really, really well. And I hope that you guys like them too. Thank you for, wait, before you go, I wanted to show you the glued and framed final pieces. Here's the completed set. I got these matching frames which fit the postcards perfectly, and I think just as a set, they are delightful and wonderful. I am curious, let me know in the comments down below which of these is your favorite. I hope that you enjoyed going on this journey with me to create these collages, and I'll see you next time. Bye!